Hi, Jess. I've been with my girlfriend for almost 2 years. She's from a wealthy home and her father's influential. She's a wonderful girl and very caring, but my issue is that she only listens to her parents. She's afraid of her parents and cannot make the slightest of decisions without her parents' influence, especially her dad. I mean, everything is decided by her dad. She doesn't get the chance to step out. Therefore, I sometimes ask her to meet me after she's closed from work. And even that she can't because she has to ask permission from her dad before we can meet. She only visits once a month. And I don't want to believe it's her dad who gave her that once a month decision. If I call her today, then it means we won't be speaking on phone for the next 2 weeks because she doesn't find calls or constant communication important, so we just text all the time. She even told me her dad said we can only have a traditional marriage when we discussed marriage. We have also decided not to have sex till we get married. She's an adult, 28 years of age. I love her and I do want us to get married. I need your advice on how to get her to mature and make simple decisions for herself. I'm afraid she won't change because she's comfortable with her parents doing everything for her. She once asked me if I would want to live in a house gifted by her father when we get married, and I insisted I'd rather live in a rented apartment or build my own. I'm a young man building my career. Although I'm not affluent, I live a comfortable life, and that's coming in from James. So yes, this is the first story that we will start with, or first email we'll start with, and I think I'll come to you, Rosina, to kickstart this conversation. Daddy's girl doesn't seem to have her own mind and is giving her boyfriend some trouble.
Let me start from the bottom. Normally when you're dealing with daddy's girl or a lady who has been brought up by her parents, very protected and all of that, you need to find your way into the father's heart, for the father to be sort of confident that you can take care of his daughter. And most of the time, it's not always about money. It's always about your ability to show respect to their daughter, treat her well, and be able to provide somewhat, to some extent, for their daughter. So if for all the things that he's been saying, all he's saying is like, oh, the girl says, the daddy says, the girl says, the daddy says, the girl says, the daddy says they can only do traditional marriage. Have you gone to ask the girl's hand in marriage from the parents? You see, some parents are still very, very traditional, even though times have changed and people seem to be having all kinds of casual relationships. There are still some parents who are very, very, very traditional in thinking, and they feel that for them to be able to trust somebody with their daughter, the man needs to be a man, come home, do the right thing and say, I've seen your daughter and I'm interested in your daughter. My name is so and so, and all of that. So the parents can be sure that you are the man in their daughter's life. But you don't want to do that. You're on the sidelines, and the lady is bringing information. My dad said, and then you want the lady to grow up. I think you need to grow up and approach the dad. Now, let me tell you something. When I was much younger, you dare not come into my house to say you're looking for me. My dad will make you do manual labor. People have washed cars. People have even washed plates in the kitchen just because they came to look for me or my sisters in the house. But there was this gentleman who came boldly to my dad. Ask him, when you come and look for me, like we are at the gates and then we are trying to do some sign or something. There was this gentleman who walked boldly to the house and told my dad that my name is so and so. I'm looking for Rosina, and she's been a friend of mine for a while, but I seem to not be able to reach her. Then my dad asked him, who are you? XYZ, XYZ. Guess what? Before the end of the day, he and this gentleman sat down and then they had a drink. And after having a drink, he gave the man my address on campus to come and see me. And I was surprised when the man came to find me on Legon campus and told me that it was my dad who directed him there. I was shocked because I thought my dad was a monster that would sack any man who would come and look for me, because no man should be seen around his daughters. However, when a man senses a confident man who can walk up to the house, declare his intentions to the man and say, my name is so and so, I'm interested in your daughter, and I'd like to make it official, and I'd like to seek your blessings, probably come with somebody, depending on how, petty the man may be. Then after that, you can decide whether the girl can take decisions for herself or not. So for me, I know Tina and Olivia will touch on some of the other aspects, but I think that you need to mature and do the right thing. If you realize that she comes from a very traditional home and the dad is everything for her, yes. The only thing is that if you attempt to do such a thing, run it by the girl first and let the girl give you her blessing. If the girl doesn't allow you to do that at 28, then you know that there's something amiss. But aside that, be bold and go and see the dad. Because no matter how protective a father is, at 28, they can't be too protective. Otherwise, very soon they'll be doing eggs for sale and chicken for sale, and they'll take down the wild dogs sign down.
Yeah, I've heard that joke many times. All right, Olivia, what are your thoughts on this one? Are you sort of aligning with Rosina?
Yeah, to some extent. The only thing is that, interestingly, in his submission, he never mentioned whether the girl had actually invited him home, or did the girl give him the impression that, her dad or her parents are straight. I think the impression he kept giving us was the fact that she keeps going to her parents for everything. So my thing is two things. It's either she's really a good girl or she's playing you. Because in your conversations with her back and forth, this is where, like Rosie was saying, you should be able to at least by now have met her parents unofficially or even officially. Because if her parents are the go-to people and she seems to be having an open relationship with them, like me, when I was growing up, my mom, I didn't have girlfriends, like, at all. Like, I'd easily make friends with guys because, I don't know, we kind of talk and we roll like that. It's easy, I think, when I was growing up. So if I had a friend and it was a guy, I just brought them home and I told mom openly, because we had an open relationship. And I told mom that, this is my friend. And then at least mommy knows that, this is my friend. You see what I mean? So that's where you start. If she claims to have this so-called open relationship, she should be confident to unofficially even bring the guy, like, for a first, daddy, this is my friend. So at least when she's on the phone and she's talking and daddy says, hey, who are you talking to? She can easily refer to and say, it's Mr. So and so, it's my friend. You remember my friend who came over? Then at least daddy knows. And with time, you come and visit, go come. The guy will come and visit, go come. And at least they know that, he's a familiar face. So now when the guy is ready, he can confidently come, with his parents to come and, do the right thing. But the girl seems to be going on about, at least from what you're telling us, I mean, she has a close relationship with her parents, but, have you also, asked her, do you even know where she lives? Have you ever been to her house before? Do you even know her parents? Maybe if we had some kind of confirmation from there, then maybe my submissions would be a bit different. But if you haven't, I think it's about time that you start, having that conversation with her and telling her that, this relationship means a lot to you. For me, there's good sides and bad sides to young women, like being extremely close, whereby they tell their parents everything. But with time comes maturity, okay? And you have to give her time to grow with you and understand you. And you also touched on the fact that you're not too much of a wealthy man as compared to her. Okay, so is all of this all up in your head? Yes, she's is she on the same page with you? Because now I'm beginning to wonder. Okay, you are confident with who you are. Yes, you know that you don't have much. But for me, it doesn't matter if she loves you, irrespective of your state, and you're a man who has a vision, who is going somewhere. I don't think it should be a problem. Okay, and you need to be able to get her to be able to grow along with you. So first things first. Okay, start from the parents and then grow. And then while time goes on, you'll be able to make her understand that, this is a new commitment that you want with her. And as much as she spent a lot of time with her parents, you also want to have that rapport with her or that confidence with her whereby both of you can take decisions in the future. That is, if you have also made your plans known to her, to let her know that these are your intentions. Okay, but if your intentions are in your head, you haven't told her, and she's there with her parents, clearly I don't see how, because it doesn't quite add up. If you told her you want to marry her, why hasn't she taken you home, and why are you a secret? So it's either that or Charlie, there's somebody else in her life and she doesn't want to put two eggs into one basket. So she's kind of like managing you, and her parents probably know who the real guy is. So Charlie must have sit down, have a chat with the girl and know what's up. Finish.
Okay. All right. That's an interesting angle or way to look at it. Tina, what do you think?
I actually align with Olivia more because I feel like, yes, there's nothing wrong with having an open relationship with your parents and the girl telling her parents about everything. But then once you really like someone, you want your parents to know. And she's told her parents. But then what is stopping them from bringing him into their space? Because this is someone my daughter really likes. I really love my daughter. My daughter really loves this person. So why is my daughter still keeping this person at an arm's length?
Okay.
What kind of conversations are they having that you're not coming into our space? So I feel like it's one of two things. It's either, yes, she's immature and she cannot make decisions of her own, and her parents don't like you, so they keep on giving her excuses why you can't come into their space. Or she knows exactly what she's doing. So she's playing you, or she's keeping you away, so much so that she finds out, or she buys time to make sure that you're probably the one that she wants. Or she probably has like other people, and yes, she may be a virgin, and she's keeping everybody at arm's length. Because when I was young, I was told that, you know what, you should have many friends. You shouldn't have a boyfriend. You shouldn't choose one. You should have many prospects. Talk to them, and as time goes on, narrow till you meet the one. Okay. So it could be that you are a number of guys that she's still keeping herself and trying to prospect and make sure that, okay, this is Kojo is the one I want, Kwesi is the one I don't want. So this is how I see things. I think you're also being a bit defensive because on your side you're thinking the statements about him saying that, oh, if my dad gives us a house to live in, would you take it? Take it, and you said, "Oh, I'll rather live in
your own."
Master, don't joke around. Rent is expensive. You've gotten free house. Go and live inside, and build your own. And so don't joke with such things. It comes with a package. Sure. But all I'm trying to say is, you should have a serious conversation with her, because you want to know whether she's how to make her mature or bring her into the light. Make her know that you feel like you're still an outsider. You want to be included, and you want to be serious about the relationship. You want it to be definitive. You see, the thing is, when you start having definitive conversations, she knows that she has very little time. If she's fooling about, she has very little time to close the deal off. Right. If you don't have that conversation, then she thinks that she can still be playing around giving you excuses. So have that conversation. This is how I feel about you. I want to meet you. I want to be in your space. I want to meet your parents. I want to be all about you. So what do we do next? If she still gives you excuses, then you know that it is not her parents. Right. It is her.
It's her, yeah.
And she's not being immature. She definitely knows what she's doing.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, 28-year-old.
Yeah.
She at that point, she will know what she wants.
Knows.
And I agree with Rosina when she said that make yourself available, like basically ask to see her parents and do the right thing. You've been dating for 2 years. I mean, and I'm guessing if she's 28, you're probably 29, 30, above. So at this point, if you haven't seen her parents after dating her for 2 years, what are you waiting for? So I think you're partly to blame for what's happening. So man up, step forward, say, make your intentions known. And a lot of these should go away. If they don't, then at least the excuses are coming from the girl, and then you know what next step to take. Okay, so James, we wish you the best of luck with this one. Maybe you can message the show again and let us know how it went after we featured your story right here. A couple of comments though. Franklin says, my guy, she's doing the right thing. If you want her badly, try and do the needful by marrying her quick. Louisa says, so those of you saying she's been controlled by her parents, no. What are you trying to say? If her parents weren't strict and cut, you will see how the boy will be chopping her by heart. And will even break her heart. Eddie says, truth is, she's still under her father's authority. Since you're not married yet, it's okay to let them know if she won't come home straight from work. The other side is that you have a fair idea of the family you're marrying into. If you marry her today, the 20-year-old bond between your lady and her parents will not ease or cease automatically. Even if it stops, it may take time, and you don't want to be the breaker of that bond. Abdul says, I pray the father is not banging the daughter, because being overprotective is too bad. Media, I smell something fishy here. Gail says she's the female version of daddy's boy. These people never grow up, because the bond with her parents goes deeper than the surface. Sometimes these relationships are even sexual, and if she doesn't get counseling, she herself wouldn't ever be able to function as a human being, not to talk about being in a relationship with someone else. Isaac says, I think she's the right woman for you, but you have quite a lot of work to do. Then you can fit very well in the good space her dad has built for her. Okay, don't forget it's his daughter, and you probably do the same if it was your turn. Vicentia says, I suspect the father's having an affair with her. 28 and still in bondage? This is not about strict parents. There's more to it, bro. Open your eyes wide. Obapa says, I see two sides to this. One is a woman who will know how to submit, because even as a woman that old and from a rich background, she still submits to the authority of her parents. This means if her reason for submission goes beyond fear of her father or his wealth, she'll easily know how to submit to you once you marry her. The other side of the coin may be the woman who has grown too dependent on her parents that possibly she cannot survive without them. And finally, Cindy says, Dear James, you did not say if this woman is an only child. If she is, you're going up Niagara Falls in a canoe with a broken paddle. Ooh. You cannot change a person unless the person is willing to change. You marry this woman, I can guarantee her father will dictate when and how often you two can have sex. Take a hike, buddy. You're barking up the wrong tree. And those are a couple of your comments. Remember, the show is brought to you by Lydia. And Lydia actually offers you two options. There's the Lydia Daily Pill. And then there's also the Lydia IUD, which is a non-hormonal contraceptive for long-term pregnancy prevention. You can find Lydia Contraceptives online, social media. Check out those pages. Follow them. If you have questions, you can even call their call center on 1221. But with Lydia, you truly decide. Thank you so much for watching Sister Sister on your favorite Citi TV. Now, don't forget, if you want some more exciting content, you can always subscribe to our YouTube channel. We call it the Citi Tube. And don't forget to click on the bell to receive notifications for fresh updates.
Sister Sister, every Friday at 9 p.m. only on Citi TV.